Here is more on our breaking news. The NTSB has just released this preliminary report about that helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter, 7 others just nearly 2 weeks ago. Investigators say that there is no evidence of engine failure. And as you can see here, we're now getting these new pictures showing just how low the visibility was right before the crash, how low that ceiling was for this pilot. CNN aviation analyst Justin Green is with me, who is a Marine Corps helicopter pilot before going to law school. So I appreciate you rushing in. First things first, just your assessment. Just guys, let's throw those photos back up and you can just see how low the ceiling was and how I imagine disorienting that must have been for a pilot.
Right. So the pilot took off under special VFR rules, visual flight rules. So he was flying basically using his eyes to look outside and orient himself. So when you do that and you encounter clouds, what could end up happening is you get to the point where you can't orient yourself by looking outside the airplane.
So
in which case you have to transition.
Right.
So there's a procedure. What you do if you inadvertently encounter IMC condition, instrument flight rules conditions, is you can turn around. You basically get on your instruments, conduct a standard rate turn 180 degrees, and try to fly out of the clouds. Or in this case, it looks like the pilot might have tried to start a climb on instruments, and perhaps with a plan to contact air traffic control and get an IFR, instrument flight rules clearance. The key is that you have to stay aware, you have to stay oriented, and what can happen when you transition from visual rules to instrument rules, or visual flight to instrument flight, you can get disoriented. In the same way that we've had some very famous accidents before with similar circumstances.
With this kind of helicopter, I've been reading so much about how this could have happened, and I was reading that a lot of times with this kind of huge helicopter that ferries folks out to oil rigs or a lot of VIPs, it's a fancy helicopter. A lot of times you have 2 pilots, you can totally go with just one. Is it rare to have one pilot in a situation like this, or not necessarily?
It's not rare in this type of operation.
Okay. Just to take people from point A to point B.
Yeah, from point A to point B. It obviously a second set of eyes, a second set of hands in the cockpit would most likely make it more safer. Especially if a pilot succumbs to spatial disorientation. If one pilot does, the other pilot can say, I got the aircraft, I have the helicopter, and take control of it. So 2 pilots would be a great idea. The FAA allowed 1 pilot operation of this aircraft, and it could actually have played a role in what happened, but that's kind of speculation at this point.
Okay. Justin Green, thank you very much. And again, just to remind everyone, his wife, Vanessa, told everyone that there will be now, she referred to it as a celebration of life for Kobe Bryant and the victims on February 24th, memorial at the Staples Center.